Hello! And happy beginning to February to me, because it'll be the end when you see this. So, let's get to some journal setup. These are going to be, hold on, let's check that I have this right. Yes. Alright, we're going to do my February spread here, starting with the, do I have this backwards now? How is this going? Yeah, okay, there we go. With the kind of medieval letter I've been doing and enjoying. So, there we go. But this month we're going to use a red marker. I did brown for both December and January. I'm guessing, thinking that I was going to carry that through as a theme, but it's February. These will be heavily red and pink because I love red and pink together. So that's what we're doing. I really like this red too. More like a, almost kind of a maroon. I don't know. It's the Tombow 837, in case anyone's curious. Did I get that all? Eek, I don't know. But I think so. That was an easier one this month. Alright. Good, good, good. Good enough. It's permanent, so no going back from that. Alright. I've got, where did I just put the paper I had? Oh, it's over there. Okay, so I think I got some new scrapbook paper and washi stickers because I'm really feeling a rose theme this month. So that's what we're gonna do. So let's, what do we want to use? Oh, how pretty. Ooh, I love that piece. It's a little big though. And I think I kind of want to leave it. I think I kind of want to leave it just like straight edges. So let's just cut as straight as possible. Oh boy. I'm not good at cutting straight lines. Oh, okay, that was pretty good. Just remembered though that my tape roller ran out of tape this morning. I didn't replace it, so guess we gotta do that. Gosh, I love that paper though. I think we're just gonna do a straight edge for this as well, but I'm gonna do it kind of smaller because this is where I'm putting my deck favorites. I've been liking having that list at the beginning, and I didn't really need all that much space, or all the space I've been giving myself, so I kind of want to see more of the paper, is what I'm thinking. So we did like that. That's pretty, right? Yeah, I like that. Let's just stick this on now. And I will refill the tape gun after we do the part I've been waiting for. Cute. Yeah, I like that. I like that. And then we can like stick some washi. Yes. Cool. Okay. So, as I talked about at some point or other, I copied Lisa Papez's Your Head Spread idea of putting them in envelopes. So, my cards from last month we had, and I'm using the Song of the Grandmothers. This is my prototype deck because I'm cheating a little bit here. Because I have the like full official copy, but I'm leaving the full official copy so it's like I can use that deck. And then I'm also using the gentle the Gentle Tarot, because I also have, this is the full-size kind of original copy, but I have that linen edition too, so bit of a cheat loophole using decks that I happen to have 2 copies of. But I really like these decks together, and both of them are ones that I just really felt like would be good for like a whole month, especially because you get this nice haiku on the grandmother's card, and then I just really wanted to get into the guidebook more for the Gentle Tarot. I have the full-size guidebook, so these were my cards for the month, which thematically went together so well and really, really just ended up being a helpful theme for me, because it really did. We have Grandmother Mushroom with Decay and the 9 of Thunder, which is 9 of Swords, and definitely was feeling the anxiety a bit this month, and really saw just things breaking down in order to be rebuilt. So that was definitely a theme this month. But shall we open February together? Let's see what we get. Okay, we've got, oh, Grandmother Swan, Silence. Float in peace, observe. Divine neutrality sits where sky kisses sea. So beautiful. Swan feels like it's been coming up a bit for me lately, so that's neat. And we've got that with the 6 of Thunder, which is the 6 of Swords, another card that's been coming up. Interesting. Oh my gosh, is that the best 6 of Swords or what though? Look at that. And these together, so pretty. Okay, so I'm gonna pause, get my tape gun, take some pictures of this, because also Tegan is back with our Animal Gnosis. So on this side I do my cards of the month and the animal of the month, which is Robin. So exciting. So these are the 2 cards I found that I have, so I'm gonna get pictures of all these and be back to decorate. Okay, you're all settled now. Refilled that, which is so neat. I'm so glad that I asked that question on some video of like, ooh, what's the good refill ones? This is the Tombow one. Much better than the like off-brand Amazon ones I was getting. So anyhow, let's get that on there. Well, do I want to, let's take a look at what I wrote on the other months. Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize I did this same kind of thing. That's funny. So I just wrote favorite decks. Okay, cool. It's so funny, like, I feel like when you can tell when it starts to get to the end, because it kind of like puts up a fight. Doing the running bit of it. Because I forgot how nicely in the beginning it just glides. Okay, cool. Cool. Let's write it in pen. This is a new one, so I did an order through Jet Pens for the first time, and got the Platinum Preppy, which I think this pen was like, I don't know, it was a couple dollars. And oh, I saw this at Marlena got this one. She showed this in one of her videos recently, which made me be like, ooh, I want to try it, especially if it's only a few dollars. And to tell you, it's now one of my favorites, and it's probably the cheapest one I have. I don't really have like expensive ones, but you know, this was only a few dollars. My other ones are probably in the like, I think my most expensive was like 20 something, but yeah, really good. Big fan. Okay, so you got favorite decks there. Now, I mean, let's do stickers, right? We should do stickers on that side. Just 'cause. Ooh, I love these like hand stickers. Do we want to use one of those here? How pretty is that? Anything with these like old Victorian hands, I love. Ooh, I forgot I had these stickers. One of my decks I'm using this month is the Embroidered Graveyard, the white version I have, and that would be a perfect sticker to use there. Cool. What else? Should we just use, let's do like this white rose. Just up here. Yeah. Oh no, that does not show up at all. Hold on. Scratch that. Can we take you off? Yeah. Ooh, that's why I'm such a big fan of like the washi tape and washi stickers, is that it's not that permanent. So you can change your mind. I think this one, let's maybe do that one. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, leave it at that. Now, how did I do it? Do you like how I never remember exactly cards of the month and then, okay, cool. Let's do that again. I liked that setup a lot. Simple, but really all I needed. Continuing with the red. Get it more towards the top this time because I kind of had it a bit down last month. Which is fine, but just took up space. Alright. So, pulled those already. Or opened my envelope already, I should say. We got Swan and 6 of Thunder, which is 6 of Swords. So cool. Into that. So let's stick these down. Should we switch it up this month? Ooh, crazy. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Put it over here. Why not? Alright. And actually that works because, well, no, doesn't really make a difference. Anyway, alright, let's take a look now at some things we might want to write in this section. And maybe I should use some washi tape to just kind of mark it off of where I want to, like, leave space, question mark? Which I love this new washi tape I got. I just got this, it's off Amazon, this red rose pack. So I think we're just going to use this thin red, which this is the first pack I've gotten that has one this thin, which I'm excited about. Okay, because it's perfect for stuff like this, like breaking up a page. Yeah, that seems good. To put our animal of the month underneath, which is such a good one. I'm so excited. I mean, I always think they're a good one, but like, I think because it's been a minute, I'm just extra excited. Okay, so let's look at Grandmother Swan here. I kind of want to take the cards out so I can see them big. Well, you can see them big. Grandmother Swan. So we have float in peace, observe divine neutrality sits where sky kisses sea. So good. So good. Okay, so this deck is broken up into different like suits almost. So these are the yellow section is the service grandmothers. Service grandmothers encourage recognizing our unique roles and offering our gifts with authenticity, agency, and awareness. Love that. All right. Atop the dreamy reflection of clouds and water, Grandmother Swan exemplifies serenity, even and especially at this sometimes inflamed intersection of thoughts and emotions. She glances at the heart-shaped wings folded on her back, a subtle nod to how she protects her own peace. Sometimes silence is golden. Not every battle is ours to fight, and we're never able to undertake another's inner work by proxy or force. Oh. When you step out of judgment and embody unconditional love, you anchor this in the field around you. This is, so in all of these, we get this like kind of bolded part that is like the main drive home message, which I love that detail. You can become a calm, centered beacon, inviting others into this energy, potentially diffusing the situation without ever speaking a word. I love that. I love the protecting peace element there. Do I want to keep writing in red? Or do we want to do something different there? I think we want to do something. What? Let's do this reddish brown. Just to switch it up so it's not all red. And this is a fine tip too, so we can maybe fit a bit more. Alright, I'm gonna write protect your own peace. Become a calm, centered beacon. And I like the bit of not every battle is ours to fight. Alright, that's good with that. I felt like those were the three main things that stood out to me there. So now let's go to the Gentle Tarot. 2 sword cards in a row. So interesting. I invite movement into my life. I travel safely from unsettled waters into clarity. I love that. The Six of Thunder brings our attention to movement and embracing internal processes that come with change. You ride the tides and come out on the other side to enter a new reality, more directly guided by your truth. If you need extra ease, let the calm, confident gaze of the whale lead you into gentle breath. So good. You move towards wholeness with change. It only gets better. That's such a good line. Okay. I think we definitely have to write down that one of those top lines. I really like, I travel safely settled waters into clarity. And then the other thing I want to write is, oh yeah, I really like that line. You move towards wholeness with change. And then we're gonna write that next line of it only gets better. What a good just affirmation type line that is. I love that. Okay. So last but not least here for today, let's get our animal of the month down. So our animal this month is Robin, and it's so cool because, so Tegan, I believe is in the UK. So that is this kind of robin, but the robin we see in the US is this kind, which now I have to Google what the like official names are. Because I think what'll be so cool to explore this month is the differences. And already a difference is that, like, this is in the winter seer deck. In the UK, this is a bird that's around in the winter for them, but the robin in, at least on the east coast of the US, is a migrating bird, but they are the first bird really that kind of comes back in spring. So when you start seeing robins, to me that's my note of like, okay, spring is coming. Is it just as simple as European and American robin? Oh my gosh, it is. Okay. Slay, love that. Cool. European robin and American robin. So the robin that Tegan's referring to is the European. But I think it'll really be cool, again, like I said, to just get into the American robin and see what comes up there. So the keyword here is helpful, and this is from the cottage which I put emerge, again, because first birds we tend to see in the spring. So let's get our title down. And I'm going to leave this blank for now, because I like to kind of fill in as I discover, as Tegan kind of gives us some info, which I don't want to give away because it's part of her Patreon, so you know how it bees. Cool. Alright, then let's just stick, I got the card images for those too. We'll just stick them up here. I like this layout. Cute. Oh, I love robins. They're so cute. Okay. I think that's the journal spread for the month. Okay, so we are currently in like almost end of February, which means we've reached garden prep time. I can't even believe we're finally here. It's so exciting. Not too much to do yet, except starting my plants. And then there's a few seeds I can start, but I just wanted to show the the chaos that was my prepping yesterday. Here's what we've got going on. These are all my seeds. These ones I saved from last year. Some of these are ones that I bought this year. Some of them last summer that I'm hoping just are fine. We're gonna try it. Lots more in here. And I've got this, what do you call it? Hobonichi Weeks
like extra notebook that I'm doing my garden plants in. So these are all my seeds I have, ones I want to get, supplies I'm already thinking about getting. And then here I mapped out yesterday most of the ways I want to plant. So these are ones I want to start indoors, direct sow. I'm doing some winter sowing this year. So these are the ones that I'm doing that way. And then some live plants I might want to get. So yeah, that's what's going on.
Hello. So, I'm currently in the last week of February. And so with that, this is when I usually start going through and start thinking about, all right, what were my favorites from the month? I look through my tarot journal to be like, okay, what did I use the most? And I've just been having this interesting feeling the past few days of like, you know, like, And for a bit, I kind of thought it was like, okay, maybe, you know, just having a day like that, just having like, whatever. But I don't think that's it. And it got me thinking, like, okay, well, why am I feeling that way? And what I realized, I had a realization that I wanted to share. So, as I have mentioned in separate videos, but I'm sure I mentioned it in my last one, I am following along with Tara and Kelsey doing the cozy capsule collections. I don't think I got that wording right, but where they are picking a theme for every month and like using decks to fit that theme for the month. For me, I'm doing it for my daily draws. That's how I'm going with it. So February the theme was Warm Embrace. And I think my realization is that I was thinking Valentine's Day. I took it very literally. I took that sort of idea very literally in not that there's like a right and wrong way to take it. But I think for me, I think I took it literally in the wrong way. So because, again, like February, that's when Valentine's Day is, Warm Embrace, was sort of the vibe going on. I took that so literally, like full steam ahead. So I had all of my decks were kind of like very like romantic, pink, Valentine's Day, and I love them. I love the decks I picked out. But I think what I did was I did not leave room for the different things Warm Embrace could mean, which like Tara and Kelsey totally talked about. I think this is also a symptom of I wasn't able to watch their whole live. Which usually like I go back and watch it even if I can't watch it live. But I just like, the time just didn't happen. And so maybe this is partially it, but I know they definitely like, they talked about like what Warm Embrace can mean, but like me thinking it on my own, I'm like, and I also got rigid, and I know I do this, which is why I tend to be careful when I am doing any sort of like restrictive thing, like picking out a group of decks to use for the month. Like that's why I go beyond the like 4 that they do. It's why for me it's like just my morning draws, like that works, but I can get really rigid about it where I'm like, I want to finish out the month with this. Where once Valentine's Day was over, it was like, okay, this is not the vibe anymore. And then it was like confusing, you know, for me, because I'm taking it so literally of like Warm Embrace, Valentine's Day, that's what we're doing this month, that I didn't consider, like I was saying, like all the things Warm Embrace could mean and how much I really needed that energy in a different way. And so in this last week of Warm Embrace, I have just kind of allowed myself to completely switch up. Like I'm not using those decks anymore. I'm using decks that feel like a warm embrace and like a this is what comforts me. And I'm feeling so good about it. And I think it just was going to show that that feeling of like nothing is feeling like a favorite right now was just coming from like, okay, I'm just not meeting myself with what I need right now. So for example, I just pulled, it's after work right now, so I just pulled some cards with the Therapets and the Adventure Time Tarot. Like, these decks are a warm embrace for me. And like, that's a whole other side of that idea. So it was kind of an interesting thing for me of like, gosh, with these monthly themes, like, I really think it'll be helpful for me moving forward to kind of take a bit of time to think about like, okay, I'm gonna get an instant definition in my head and like, I could just full steam ahead with that, or let's think about like the nuance here, you know, like let's sit with myself and think about like, okay, what else could it possibly mean? Because I think this month it just could have looked a lot different. And not saying that it was like bad. I loved the decks I was using for a lot of the month, but it just reached this point where I was like, it doesn't feel like these decks are doing anything for me right now, where I need something like this right now. This is just what I need. And you know, maybe sometimes to say too that there might be some months where going off theme is just what I need, and I need to be okay with that. But at the same time, the themes that Tara and Kelsey are picking are so like masterfully the perfect middle ground of broad and specific, where it's like the idea of warm embrace is like, well, I'm always gonna need that in some way, you know? And so it's like this thing of what I think is cool is like with this month where warm embrace meant something different at the beginning of the month than it means at the end. And so I'm choosing to just kind of shift with that, at least in this last week. And so, I don't know, I just wanted to share that because it was such a realization of like, gosh, I really took that so literally. Like, I had a very literal definition of it in my head, and that's just what I stuck with, and that's just what I assumed was like, this is right. This is right. No gray area. How dare gray area, you know? And that just by allowing there to be gray area, which is just takes me more time to come around to and more effort, conscious effort on my part, that like, I feel like I'm having fun with my cards again. You know what I mean? It's like, I need to learn that like when I am not having fun with it, huge cue that something just needs to shift, and that's all it is. That's literally all it is. I just need to change something. Something just about what I'm using isn't doing what I needed to do, and that's all it means. You know what I mean? Like, I spent a few days feeling like meh, not excited, and all I needed to do was take out Therapets and Adventure Time, and like now the world's fine, you know? Happens. So I'm gonna still talk about my favorites because I think it just was a mood I got in. And so I'm gonna go through and talk about, maybe even in the next clip, who knows if I have any more to talk about before then. See what I use the most, but yeah, I just wanted to say that, of like, also proud of myself for making the space to like not stick with it if I you know, I'm sticking with the theme. And for me, that might mean not sticking with the decks if it's not feeling right. So, anyway, that's all I got right now. I need to make dinner because, oh my gosh, it's already late. I'm procrastinating. But 3 square meals is good. So we're gonna do it. Alright, it is time for the monthly wrap-up section. So, as soon as those words came out of my mouth, I realized I didn't have everything I needed. So let's just grab my cards of the month from over here, because that seems like the place to start. So, this month, from my envelope, I pulled Grandmother Swan, which says, float in peace Observe. Divine neutrality sits where sky kisses sea. The keyword here is silence. With the Six of Thunder from the Gentle Tarot, which is the Six of Swords. And this energy, I feel like, totally manifested in a few different ways this month. But I feel like the biggest thing about the energy from this month was, in terms of kind of like sitting in silence, this sort of Six of Swords, it's that kind of like moving on, moving past new shores kind of thing. It felt like this month was a lot of kind of sitting in silence in terms of like spending a lot of time kind of with myself, not interacting, I guess, as much as I usually do, because for me, I am not really a social person, like in real life, I guess you could say, face to face. It's just not something I like. Being home, it's just what I like. But I find that interacting online typically doesn't feel taxing, I should say. And I don't want to say that anything has felt taxing. I just have found that throughout this month there was a larger need for stillness while I kind of worked through things and worked to move beyond certain things just within myself. There was this greater need to just kind of shut most things out. And that's okay. That's cool. So it was a bit of a slow month for me, I guess you could say. I didn't really find myself interacting with my cards as much as I usually do, getting into certain practices as much as I usually do, but I still really enjoyed what I did. So these cards really ended up turning into an energy of doing a lot more reading than I usually do. I finished 3 books this month. I have a goal of finishing 2 books a month, just based off of I've had a greater interest in reading, and that has been the trend. Obviously, it's okay if I do not hit that, but I'm so proud that I hit 3 books this month, and I loved what I read. So this is currently a notebook that I've been keeping my log in, but I've only got 2 of the books down because since I have kept up with this and like just reading has really brought so much joy to me again, I bought an inexpensive one at that, but still really pretty. I'm so excited. I didn't bring it over here, but I got a reading journal where it's like kind of the journal is set up to be that, and I just think I'm gonna get a lot of joy out of that. So that came in today. I finished the last book 2 days ago. So that was when I decided, like, okay, now that like I've been keeping up with this, I really like this logging of it on paper versus I use Storygraph as like kind of, it's based like Goodreads, but I just like Storygraph. It's another app. But I like having it on paper. It's fun. It's just fun. So first book I finished was I've been reading this one for a while, but I finally finished it this month. A Walk Through the Forest of Souls by Rachel Pollack. This was her last book that she wrote, and just 5 stars. 5 stars. I just, oh my gosh, like it just was, sorry, I'm getting like hair on my eyeball and it's itchy. I can't say enough good things. There was just so much good stuff in it. It felt really different than any other tarot book I've read. What I really enjoyed about it was it wasn't like where it went through the cards and going through definitions. It really just felt like an encapsulation of how Rachel May like saw using tarot, like, and reading with tarot. It went through these really, really fascinating readings she's done, I just totally recommend. I did one of the readings so far, and it just blew my mind. It was one of those books where it just like changed the way I saw using my card. Like it added another layer, reason for using tarot, which don't we all love that? It was awesome. So awesome. Then I finished 2 fiction books, the first one being Salt and Broom by Sharon Lynn Fisher, right here. This to me, solid 4 stars. I'm like, here's the thing with my book rating. One, I get very stressed about. I get very stressed about it, because like, I don't know, I'm like, I don't know the rules. There's no rules, just that's how my brain works. But I lost my train of thought. I get stressed about it. But also, oh, here's what I was saying. But also, I am not afraid to put down a book. Like, if I'm bored, I will not finish. I won't. I can't do that. Not with this little brain up here. Cannot do that to myself, because then I'll just stop reading. So I'm gonna rate all the books I finish really well, because the fact that I finished it says enough. You know what I mean? So I would even say 4.5 stars. This was a Jane Eyre retelling, witchy retelling. Oh my god, like, it was so good. I don't want to get too much into the fiction books because I know I can't do so without giving stuff away. So, if a witchy retelling of Jane Eyre sounds interesting to you, look up the synopsis. Just do it. And then the last book I finished, I should pull up a picture. Just cause I should. We're showing other stuff. Oh my gosh. Is anyone else? I have like really not great motor skills. Turns out using my phone and typing is so hard. Okay. The last book I finished it 2 days ago, was The London Seance Society by Sarah Penner, which I know is like a popular one. This is not a new book, I guess, relatively. Wow. Wow. What are the highlights? I mean, murder mystery involving seances, queer romance. So good. I read it in 10 days, which for me is fast. That's fast for me. For like a regular size book. I couldn't get enough. I was so invested. It just like twists, turns. So good. So, really good reading month. Just wait. My new reading journal. Wait till you see my upgrade. Like, it's gonna be such a sleigh. I can't wait. So excited. So, let's get into, oh my god, hold on. One random favorite. Right? Yeah, one random favorite, meaning 3 as of today, but we're still in January because happy leap day. Have you heard of Sunny's Angels, the collectibles? Because I hadn't until about 2 weeks ago, and I had to have one. Oh my gosh. They're these little, like, I don't even know, like cherub dolls, but there's all different collections. They're like surprise box collectibles, but I got these off of eBay and Mercari because, I don't know, they were these specific ones, I guess maybe aren't like the highly collectible ones, so getting them unboxed without the box was just cheaper than buying it new, and I just think they're cute. I'm not, collecting them in that way. I just love them so much. Specifically, the vegetable series. So I have the cabbage. I love him so much. And today came the eggplant, baby. Zucchini. Look at this one. I can't. So, I mean, I think they're all cute, but something about the, like, vegetable series tickles my brain. Oh my gosh. Can you even? So, I don't see myself becoming a collector of these per se. But do I want all of the vegetables? Yes. So I'm a collector of the vegetables. So specifically, I really want the radish. Oh my god, them standing next to each other, I cannot even. They're so cute. Okay, now we can move on to the decks. Alright, I can't get them to stand there. So I said in a previous clip how I just didn't really feel super invested necessarily in my deck choices, but there were 3 this month that just really stood out to me as like, I just really enjoyed using them, really had a good time with them. We'll start with, I've got an Oracle and 2 Tarots. From my selections for like my daily polls, the first being the Embroidered Graveyard. I mean, I've talked about this many times before. This is such a favorite, but it's one of those ones that every time I bring it back out, I'm like, yeah, that's why it's a favorite. And I think I just liked because to me, this one has a bit of a Valentine feel because it's this like white and gold and pink, but I love that it adds this kind of like little spooky drama to it all. I just think it gives it this really fun edge that just, I think I was in a bit of an angsty teen place this month, if I'm being totally honest. And I just think this kind of got that out, and I loved that. I loved it about it. So really enjoyed that. And what I loved with a capital L pairing with it was the Tarocchi by Mr. Friborg. Sometimes I forget about this pairing and like, I don't know how, because it really is that good. I mean, same kind of deal where it's these like pinks and golds, and this one has blue and the most pretty pastels with these skeletons. It just, oh my gosh, they just were such an amazing vibe together and just fit my mood so perfectly. I love these decks so much. Why do I ever put them away? Truly, like, why do I ever put them away? Maybe I just shouldn't. I should just leave these out because, man, they're so good. Really liked that. And then last but not least, from my daily pulls. Ooh, I left a card out. Go in your home. Okay. From my daily pulls was the Tarot of the Drowning World. Now, I've been a fan of this deck since I got it over the summer, but it took a break over the winter time, and I never really used it a ton. But bringing it out this month, I don't know, I was just like, yeah, like I love this deck. I love it. This is another one, like, I'm not putting this away. I have to keep it out still. Look how beautiful this is with all the flowers and just the photography of it. I just really, really, really like this deck, and I don't really know how to add words to that. Again, I feel like my brain, I don't know how to explain this. My brain felt a little bit quiet this month, and like, I don't know, like, I don't mean to say in the sense of like I didn't feel myself getting like excited about things. I don't mean it in a way that is as concerning as that sounds. It just felt like nothing felt noticeably like wow to me, except like these 3 really did, but I don't quite have the words to put to it as to why. So let's just admire the pretty artwork. I think part of this too was I placed an order from Tarot Arts because I wanted the Tarot of the Sevenfold Mystery, which I've also been enjoying. But while I was ordering, they had the physical guidebook for this deck, which I haven't had, and which I don't know why. I should just know myself by now, and every time they offer like a full-size guidebook or a printed guidebook, I should just buy it. And probably since this purchase of when I recognized like I should have bought that, I haven't. I always get the guidebook, but it's just taken me a while to purchase this one. So since Tarot Arts had the book and I was already ordering something from there, I was like, okay, this is my chance, and I'm really glad I did. I love using guidebooks, and I like having one for this deck. For some reason, it makes it feel just... I will use a deck more for my daily pulls if I've got a book to pull out with it. I don't know why. It's just part of my whole process, I think. It's part of my routine, really. That's what I should say. So, really loved those 3 with my daily pulls. And then, I really want to show the decks that I used for Dawn Michelle's Fellowship of the Weavers, because that has been, like, the practice I'm doing. So, while I've kind of found it hard, I shouldn't even, like, add, like, anything to that of, like, a little hard. Like, I have found it difficult, and that's fine, to really stick with any other practices I'm involved with. But my daily pulls and the Fellowship of the Weavers, those have just been my thing, and I've been so enjoying it, and I really loved the decks I focused on this month. And I've actually really been using a like 2 to 3 decks per month for the Fellowship, and I've been loving it. So the oracle I used for the month was the Sylvankind Oracle. This month was it didn't have necessarily a specific theme, but like kind of a tree theme, perhaps. I don't know, but this fit the vibe because there was like a tree thing going on, and I was really excited because this is my tree deck I have. I don't have any other tree decks, but I got this one in from Kickstarter recently, maybe like a month or 2 ago, and really just haven't touched it because it just hasn't felt right for the season. So this was like my moment to take it out, and I really enjoyed it. I think it's really well done. I like the artwork. I think the guidebook is awesome. It's a really solid tree deck, and I do like how it brings the trees to life. I think that just really adds something cool. So that was the oracle I used, and the tarot I used was the Forhaxa Tarot, which I'm gonna bring this one out at every moment I get because it's one that I don't think to just use, but I love it. And so whenever I have any sort of inkling of, ooh, should I take out Forhaxa? Like, I'm going to, because otherwise I don't use it much. But I think it's so fantastic, and I actually really liked the pairing of this with the Sylvankind. I think it just really fit the practice so well this month. And this was totally due to, I didn't have this originally pulled out to use. I originally had the Hobbit Tarot, but that first day we were pulling cards, I saw someone use this deck in the Weavers, and I wish I could remember exactly who it was, but I don't. But someone shared a picture of their reading, and they were using Forhaxa, and I was like, oh, genius! I'm doing that too. And so I copied them, which was so fun because what a good idea. They had like brilliant idea to use this, and I loved it this month. So happy I got to use it. Very pleased. And I think that's all I have to show. So I hope you all had a fantastic month. We are gonna end on, don't worry, because I really liked doing this last month, but I think it'd be nice, it felt like it'd be nice at the end. We're gonna end on a flip through of my morning pull journal from the month to take a look at that, because I love decorating my journal and I love showing you all. So yeah, but I hope you all had a great month, and let me know what your favorites were down below. I love hearing about it. But without further ado, enjoy my journal flip through.